Hey, me. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hey, Chris. How's it going? Eh, not a good week, but hanging in there. How's your week going? Actually, how's get any word yet from your agent at the show? How everything is? Well, I guess it's still a busy day. I keep forgetting that today's Saturday. I'm sure it is doing well. Hey, Alex. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I had to translate it, but appreciate it. Let's see. Well, hopefully you guys are having a good week. I've had a busy one. That's why I didn't stream yesterday. Hey Raccoon, how's it going? Hey X-Man, thanks man, I appreciate it. Yeah, I try and only stream on Fridays, but I missed this week, so I figured I'd stream a little bit today. Hey, what's up, Rukin? Trying to plan this stuff out now. Gonna put a metal rod across here so this way when I handle her I don't accidentally smack or break anything. And then probably gonna put a piece over here. Hey Raz. But I did mark these areas. I sanded this down because I figure if we use a piece it'll sort of go in a bit. I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about if I started to try to stream on Rumble next year more? Because maybe I can actually use some better music and actually say and show things that are not going to get me kicked off. I'm going to look into it some more. I'm thinking maybe by next year they'll have a better UI system, so maybe it might work a little bit better. I gotta plan it out a little bit more for next year. Just thinking about being able to stream on a specific spot where well, you know what it is too is the music bothers me. That's the problem. I like to get in the zone and listen to the music and stuff I want to do. It helps me work better. But when you gotta only listen to stuff that's allowed, kind of sucks. Yeah, and that's the problem is I've actually had to contact the royalty-free music company that I use stuff for. So it's a site called Ben Sound, and their music is royalty-free. Well, this past week I literally had 13 videos hit with copyright strikes because they claim that I'm using their music. But it's not their music. It's the Ben Sounds royalty-free music. So I contacted that company and I said, hey, this company is claiming all my videos saying that it's your music. And they said they're aware of it. Their lawyers are actually trying to contact them, but it's just a constant thing. It's just so stupid. So that's why I'm thinking next year to stream exclusively on Rumble and then just upload my videos to YouTube, you know? What it is, it's scam sites. What they do is they'll take a bit of music from royalty-free songs, and then they'll add it into their song, and then the algorithm automatically says that I'm taking that person's music. It's always, it's like every month now I'm getting hit with strikes. Yeah, so I'm thinking next year just like stream only on Rumble. And then if Rumble becomes a better platform, just stick to that only. It's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. You know, I'll finish out the year doing what I'm doing now. Yeah, I'm gonna plan for next year a little bit better. Figure this way, if people want to see streams, we'll do it only there. And then if, oh wait, did I use the wrong one? I think it did. Yeah, damn it. X-Men, you mean the Thelma? You mean the Wilma from, is it, wait, Thelma? Yeah, Thelma? I don't know. I finished it. It's on my YouTube channel. I did finish all that up. Yeah, Velma's done. She sold right away. Daphne was finished too. She sold. Yeah, so those are all finished up. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, that, I was pretty happy that they sold and everything. That always helps out. I'm not sure if they went to the same home. The one guy who got Velma contacted me direct, but Daphne ended up on eBay, and then someone picked that up. So I don't know. It's possible. X-Men, what I use is Archer Fine Transfer Decal Eyes. So basically, when I don't paint up eyes, I just get these decals. And you cut them and you can attach them onto statues. So I don't paint them, I just use these. I mean, you could buy a sheet of these yourself and you can add them. I've done videos on how to do it. But Archer's going out of business, so anybody who's looking to pick up eye decals, you only got 2 more months left and then that's it. Yeah, as of right now, I'm not taking on any small projects. I gotta finish a shit ton of larger projects. Well, once I'm back on track next year, stuff like that I could take on. So you could kind of hit me up next year. I mean, it goes very fast. It's just that I've been taking on so much small stuff. I'm not getting the bigger stuff done, so I have to kind of take a break. Yeah, then if it's not till way next year, hit me up. It's not hard. It's usually just kind of cut the decal, get it in there correctly in the right angle, and then seal it. Okay, so that looks good for the back. So this way it won't break on me when I do it. So if that's there, I should probably... I think that's fine. Doesn't have to be super high. Show a little skin. Okay, those two pieces are cut. Raccoon? No, I'm not. I actually enjoy making Wonder Womans. It's fine. Like I said before, I rather do this all the time than going back working for a guy for 8 hours a day who really just kind of... I'd just rather be doing this. Honestly. And this was supposed to be done a while back anyway, so... Hey Iceman. Yeah, I had a hell of a week, so I haven't done anything really. Some personal stuff came up, so I wanted to just kind of do something today. Yeah, hold on one second. I'll link the site for you. For a while there, they weren't taking on any work because the announcement, but I think they're back to taking stuff, I think. I don't know. So, here's Archer Fine Transfer. Let me link the eye decals. I don't know if they have them in stock, but they have tons of different ones. They don't have the old ones anymore, I think. I'll grab the box of the newer ones. So, the newer ones... let's see. Alright, so we have the photorealistic human eye. So it's AR99003A. That's this sheet here. Sorry about the color of my camera. And then you have these here, which is the AR99003. And then you have these. So you have these two different styles. And then you also have some, I don't even know. So these are kind of like what they have now. I think since these are the newer ones, you don't have to cut around them. I think the circle just completely slides off. I'm not really sure, but I'm positive that's the new ones. So I ordered a crap load for myself. As far as I know, I am. The client just asked me to make it into Wonder Woman. So as of right now, I pretty much am using the arms. I'm just kind of drawing some stuff now, and I'm going to send them some pictures to make sure we're in the right track with this. I like to make sure I draw it on the figure first before I go any further, just in case. I like the Terry Dodson armor, so I'm just drawing it to see if he likes it as well. Let's see about this camera. I got it on should look a little bit better. I did sort of fix up her booty, so I did re-sculpt this area around here and worked out the lines. So that's pretty much ready to go. Rukin, which sword did you base it off? Like, which version of Wonder Woman's sword? I still got this one in my box of parts here for down the line in case I ever do another Wonder Woman. I got that letter opener. Where's that letter opener? I got this one here. So this is that letter opener. You could pick the. I don't know how much these are anymore, but I was using this on a past couple Wonder Womans. Since it's got like the Terry Dodson artwork. Did you try it yet, Iceman, or did you just order it? So honestly, I'm pretty happy with the Vallejo matte varnish. I think that's perfect. Yeah, I think the Mecha is kind of my favorite. Even when it cures up on the cap, and then you take the stuff off the cap, it feels a little bit stronger. Well, I know this is going to get covered, but it gives me a visual when I'm ready to cover it. Well, my experience with matte varnish stuff is that after you varnish it, if you handle it too much, you start to buff it out and it starts to get shiny. If that makes any sense. So if you start handling the item, or you pick it up and you move it, or you pack it, like as you start to kind of handle it, you're almost starting to like buff it. But I think for what I do, the matte varnish is fine. I don't really need to go too crazy with needing it to be the flattest thing ever, as long as it's not like glossy and shiny in your face. Hey Hangerbird, how's it going? Well, keep experimenting. I'm pretty sure you'll find the perfect matte that you're looking for. I just know I like the Mecha Varnish the best for me. Ah, shit, I just heard an acorn hit the roof. I knew I forgot something this morning. I needed to check the gutters. I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, I'm playing catch up, Hanger. It's been one of those weeks. A lot of stuff going on, so I wasn't home much. It's a 3-day weekend for some. Why? What's going on? Is there something going on Monday? You know, working for yourself in your own house, there's no holidays, so. Have I worked on Lady Death? I've customized Lady Death into other characters. The Sideshow Lady Death. The first one and the second one. Oh, Columbus Day. Okay. Alright. That explains that. Yeah, just get the N52 magnets. Yeah, I usually order my magnets from China vendors. I always laugh how they ship them to me, because they ship them like in an envelope with bubble wrap. So I wonder if like post people like flip out when it like that stuff magnetizes to other things. It's actually kind of funny. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. The reason why I don't order them from US sellers is because they're like triple the price when you can just order from overseas. You might need to wait a few weeks, but if you order a bunch of them, it ends up being cheaper. Okay, so Wonder Woman's boots. For some reason I always seem to forget. So the way he draws them. Sometimes I wet sand, sometimes I just dry sand in the garage. It all depends on what I need to do. So if I prime her up, all in the garage, what I'll do is I'll have the shop vac going and I'll sort of sand it down to get rid of any scratches. But when I'm ready to like start painting, I'll do a nice fine wet sanding on the whole item. Basically to get it ready for paint. But it all depends on do you have a shop vac? Do you want to not have a lot of dust around? I also find that filler primer, so if you have a lot of dots, like little holes, air pockets in your item, if you wet sand it, it doesn't really fill up those little holes. But if you dry sand it, the dust will fill up those holes, and then if you prime it again, you'll lock in all that dust into those little tiny holes. And then after you prime it again, you can wet sand it and it'll stay filled in. Yeah, this is a good comic. I always loved the Terry Dotson artwork on these. He's a great artist. This is kind of when I was reading Wonder Woman books too. I think this was Dotson and stuff were doing all these. Yeah, so he did the... Come on, where's... I had another book kind of like that. There's a couple ways of doing her boots. But I think Dotson always did it with the other way. He didn't really draw her feet too much in this one. Oh, he did do it that way. Yeah, there we go. Normally I like to draw her boots like this. So I think this is more of a Hughes way, I think. I forget. I don't know what the hell is going on with DC at the moment. They have a lot of fixing to do with their books. I think they used to... I need to look at some of my older statues I did. Yeah, I've done it a few different ways. How did I do this one? Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, DC hired activists, that's what happened. And once they hired activists, it all went downhill. People don't know the characters, so they just make stuff up now. Yeah, we pretty much talk about, I think everybody talks about that these days. It's just how manga is absolutely trashing on comics. And nothing new is being produced that's worth reading. Although I do see a lot of the older comic books are skyrocketing in price. Everything from, I would say, with the exception of a couple modern stuff, but everything from, I would say, 2003 and earlier are just seem to be super hot now. Even when I go to comic book shows, you don't see anything on the shelves or in the boxes, anything like older than 2006 maybe. The vendors say that none of the new stuff sells at all. But I'll tell you one thing, Naruto, I love Naruto. I could watch it over and over and over. I could read the manga over. Absolutely such a fun story. No political crap, just a adventure in an alternate world. That's just enjoyable. And that's what these people don't understand that are writing comics. It's an escapism. It's not meant to be realistic. It's people wearing tights. If you want to see a realistic shit, look out your window, you know? I was even talking to my friends earlier. Like DC Comics, all the old DC Comics are very undervalued now. Like first appearance characters, key storylines, very, very undervalued. Because everyone's buying up Marvel stuff because of the movies. But if DC ever gets their act together, and then, you know, they start writing good stuff again and making good movies, all those books that people wish they bought probably are going to skyrocket. I was laughing at a couple YouTube videos I saw where everybody was speculating on She-Hulk. Meaning, like, they were running out to the comic book stores and eBay to buy up her first appearance because they thought it was going to be, like, the biggest, craziest priced book ever, and it was, like, get it in while they're hot. And then the show comes out, nobody really likes it, it's kind of trashing on everything. So all these people that paid all these high prices for the She-Hulk comic are regretting their purchase now. I really don't see any translation to statues with, you know, like price-wise. It's more or less the comics. The only thing I see as far as figures and statues go is just like everybody on Facebook is making a new Wolverine and Magneto, and everybody is Venomized. So that's all I see as far as statue now. I don't see, like, you know, there was a bunch of people making She-Hulk statues, but not really all that, you know. But you know what it is so I don't know if you guys know, there's a Wolverine issue where Wolverine fights Deadpool for the first time. It's like Wolverine 70s or something, I forget the issue. So all of a sudden now everybody is buying up that comic book and selling it at high prices because the announcement of Wolverine and Deadpool are going to be in a movie. So the speculators are going crazy over the book now. But what cracks me up is, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up with these books in the comic book stores, and they made, like, every time a comic book came out back in the 90s, it was like 200,000 copies or 100,000 copies. It's not like now when they make a Batman book, it's like 15,000 copies are out there and nobody's buying them. Back then, everybody was buying them, you know? So now that everybody's going crazy over this book, I just gotta laugh because there's so many of them out there. I enjoy watching the market like that stuff. I just find it funny. Just because of a movie now, people are going nuts. Well, the speculators now are based off movies and TV shows. It's not based off of if the story is actually good, if it's a key book, or, you know, it's based off the TV show. So if the TV show bombs, the book goes down. So look at what Moon Knight. Growing up, nobody really cared about Moon Knight, so a lot of his books were in a dollar bin. So all of a sudden they announced Moon Knight in a TV show, and his books skyrocketed in price. Like books you could have got for like $1 for friggin' 15 years, now all of a sudden went up to like a $50, $70 book. But now that the show's over with, the books are going back down again because people are like, I really don't care about Moon Knight. So it's all speculators. And I just find it funny as hell. But all I know is I'm buying up old key DC issues of my favorite characters like Power Girl, All-Star Comics, because they're cheap. Nobody really wants them. And I'm getting them now while I can. Like I said, there's a lot of DC stuff out there that's undervalued. Very undervalued right now. And if DC ever starts making like Marvel movies, you know, like the MCU, and if they do like a DC 10-year plan and they introduce all these characters, all these speculators are gonna wish they picked up those books, you know? But I'm buying them because I love the characters. I'm doing what this one guy told me at the comic book show, is because I'm looking for like really good copies. I have a lot of the stuff, but they're all banged up and they're beat up issues. So he told me it's like, oh, you're looking for clean copies because you want to upgrade your quality of your book. I'm like, yeah. So he says that's what a lot of people are doing. If you have like, for instance, this book here, you know, like First Appearance of Power Girl. You know, I have a few copies of this one. But this one I got at the show because it was only like $100 and it's signed. It's a 6.5. But, like, you know, higher number issues of this, like 9s to like 9.6s, they're only like a few $100. But this is an old book. This came out in '76. But if you go to like a First Appearance of She-Hulk, which I think came out later than this one, maybe, I'm not really sure. It's like a $1,000 book, you know, because of the TV show. I just find funny that people go crazy over TV show speculation. And I'm waiting for the X-Men announcements. Once the X-Men movie announcements come out, I have a long box of X-Men books, you know, some Uncanny X-Men's and a lot of the Jim Lee X-Men run stuff. I'm selling all that stuff once that speculation comes out. I'm getting rid of all those books. I'm like, I do not need these books anymore. And if I can make some money off of them, I'm gonna. Yeah, a lot of people, you know what it is too, a lot of new collectors don't understand because they're watching the movies and they're like, oh man, this is really great, I should pick up that book. They don't understand that some of these books back in the day have crazy amounts of print runs, and everybody has them in their house. So they're thinking they're finding a rare book, but they're not. Yeah, I know it's not going to be the X-Men, it's going to be the mutants, but honestly, I don't really care at this point anymore, because I'm not watching any of Phase 5 or Phase 6 stuff. I'm kind of... They're not really making these Marvel movies for me. They're making it for... I don't know who the hell they're making it for. So I really don't care. All I know is I just want to sell my X-Men stuff. I want to get rid of that long box. Once the hype comes, my stuff's going on eBay, and that's it. It's out the door. I enjoyed it when I got them. I read them once, and I haven't really read them ever again. So the purge is coming. I've been picking up good clean copies of my first appearance favorite characters. So I got a Bunch Power Girl first appearance. I got my Superboy Prime first appearance. I have 2 copies of Bart Allen first appearance. I got first appearance of Punchline really cheap. She might skyrocket in price. I got first appearance of Linda Danvers, Supergirl. Of course, I got my first appearance of Captain Marvel's, you know, Genis Vale, Phyla Vale, and all that stuff. So I got all my stuff. I'm really good to go. So I'm not really worried about any of this other crap. Got them at good deals because they're not overhyped right now. So it's the way to do it. Alright, that's drawn up pretty well. I'll have to send pictures off, see if that's ready to go. Gonna fill up this space. Like I said, I didn't have much ready for this week. I've been all over the place. Guess there's not much shown for the New York Comic Con. I mean, there's been a couple things shown this week, but nothing crazy. I think the next big craze, probably next year, is probably going to be a lot of the video games being graded. I've noticed CGC now is going to start grading video games. So I'm starting to see like a lot of that stuff is, and they're also grading VHS tapes now. So next year I think I'm gonna do the purge of all my video game stuff. You know, I got like Sega Dreamcast, I got N64, you know, I got PS1, 2, 3, Nintendo. So I think next year is the big purge of video game stuff. Yeah, I try to mix my A's with my gloves on because this residue gets everywhere. I just wanted to seam some of these areas for this cloud. And then I can start painting up Rogue and get it out to the client. So when I put this together, it's kind of a pain in the ass. So I just kind of want to clean up some of these areas. Yellow is just a pain in the ass, period. If you paint it over like this red oxide, you'll have a little bit of a reddish tint. If you paint it over gray primer, you'll have a little bit of like a greenish tint. I guess it more or less comes down to like where you're gonna shade it with. If you're gonna shade it with like oranges or browns. Yellow is just a pain in the ass, honestly. I like to paint yellow though over gray primer, only because I can kind of get a blend where I'm going for. It's just a pain in the ass, honestly. Yeah, Chris, I agree with you that Adam Hughes is definitely the better version of Wonder Woman, but his chest armor is different than Terry Dotson's chest armor. He does more of like the eagle, like rounded eagle look, where Terry Dotson does more of the straight line stuff, which I like. It's just the boots though, everybody sort of does it different. So I'm just gonna send this drawing to the client and see what he says. If he likes it, then I'll finish it off. This base is for the redo Rogue for a client. This Rogue here. I just haven't had a chance to really sit down and get this done, so now I gotta get this done for the client. Long story short, I did the Rogue a while back. We sent it off in the mail and it got lost in the mail. Someone else ended up with it. They wouldn't help us get it back from him, so it turned out we got the refund from the post office, and now I'm making another one. Kind of explain in the video when I get it done. Yeah, so alright, I'll try to break down the story. It's kind of a messed up story. Long as I did the statue, I shipped it out, and one night I got an email from someone I've done work for in the past who says, "Hey, I just bought your Rogue off your eBay. It came broken. Can you fix it?" And I'm like, "Oh, which Rogue?" And he said the Bowen one. And I was like, "What Bowen one?" So he showed me the picture, and I was like, "Wait a second, I just sent that out to somebody a month ago." But then, you know, sometimes you think that, okay, people ran into some trouble and they had to sell the item, which I get. That doesn't bother me. So I just contacted the guy. I was like, "Hey, you know, I saw you sold Rogue on eBay. You run into any issues?" And he was like, "No, I never got it in the mail." So it turned out it was lost in the mail, but what we tracked it down was, I don't know if you guys have seen those trains that were being looted over in Chicago and LA. Well, I think this Rogue went to the Chicago one and got looted, and then they sold it on eBay. The guy who bought it didn't really want the custom Rogue. He wanted the original Bowen Rogue, but it was broken. So I told the guy, I was like, "Hey man, don't do a claim yet for eBay. We're gonna put a claim into the post office. We'll get our money back, and then let me just buy the item from you. You don't have to do a whole eBay refund. We'll give you the money, and we just want the item back." So the guy was like, "Okay, I'll work with you," but he never got back to us ever again. Like, he never contacted me. He never got back to me in my emails. So the guy whom I did the Rogue for did a post about it, and somebody had this custom Rogue and said, "Hey man, I'll offer this for you." So I got the Rogue and I'm tweaking it, and fixing it up the way he wanted to do less work. It's kind of a messed up situation, really. If the guy who bought the wrong Rogue on eBay would have just stayed in contact with me, he would have got his money back, and we would have got the statue back, and everything would have been solved. But the day that he got the broken statue, he was like, I don't want to lose my money, I want to get a refund. I'm like, dude, I'm going to give you your money even if I have to pay out of my own pocket. I will give you your money back so we can get this statue back to the rightful person. But they did not get back to me, they did not want to work with me, they never answered any of my emails, nothing. It's kind of messed up. Like, if I ended up with a statue that was stolen, and the guy said, hey man, I'm gonna work with you, you know, I really want to get this statue back, blah blah blah, I would work with them. You know? But that didn't happen in this case. Because I could have gotten the Rogue back. I could have did the repair, and I could have sent it back to the rightful owner, and everything would have been solved. Hell, I even would have paid the guy who ended up with the wrong Rogue a couple extra bucks for working with us. You know? But oh well. Oh, you got the ID decals already? Cool. I think, like I said, I think you probably got the newer ones where you don't have to cut around the eye, hanger bird. So you probably should be able just to slide the circle right off of the sheet. I think. I'm almost positive. Yeah, I'm actually shocked he didn't tell me that somebody was going to buy his business or he tried to sell it off. I guess he's just closing his doors and that's it. I thought for sure, you know, a company like that somebody would buy, you know. But I didn't ask too much about it. I just said, let me order as much as I can and I'll be good for a while. Yeah, like I said, I'm almost positive that's the newer ones. So I don't think he had the other older ones in stock anymore anyway when I talked to him. Yeah, I probably should have ordered more of the anime eyes too, since I'm going to try to do those anime kits next year. But that one site sells anime sheets. I'm waiting for them to come in. I'm kind of curious to see how they are compared to the Archer sheets. See what happens when I get them. Hey Matt, no, I don't go to the New York show anymore. I don't have any more fun traveling all the way in there and all the way out. I stopped going in, 2017 or 16. You know what it is? For me to go all the way up north, go, into New Jersey area to take a train in, is a crazy, you know, you got gas, you got tolls, you got parking, and then you got to take the train in, which is another, like, you know, almost like $20. And then you got to walk from Madison Square Garden down to Javits. And then you're shoulder to shoulder with people in the show, like shoulder to shoulder all day long, squeezing in and out. They don't have all the comic book vendors they used to have, like the Connecticut Con had this year. There's a lot of cosplay people everywhere just taking up room now. Not against cosplay. It's just that it seems like it's more of a hangout for the cosplay people than the actual go there for, like, you know, comics. So you're always kind of like dodging like people's outfits. And 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 there's too many advertisements for you know, like movies, shows, products. I just want, you know, I'm just kind of the person where I just want a comic book show, artists and vendors of comics, and that's it. So I stopped the whole New York thing. But I went to the New Jersey show a few months back, and I went to Terrific Con in Connecticut, and I absolutely love those shows because all it was one room of artists and another room of just comic books, and that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to do is just go through bins and bins of comics, look up, find some old key books I wanted to upgrade my quality of books, and that's it. That's all I wanted to do. If you can make yourselves to the Connecticut Terrific Con next year, I think you guys will enjoy it if you just want to go for comics. I mean, there were some cosplay people there, which is fine, but it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like a cosplay a con. It wasn't like a contest of cosplay, and it wasn't all that stuff. Yeah, the New Jersey Con was a lot of fun. That I really enjoyed the New Jersey Con too. Felt like those old Holiday Inn comic book shows. Oh, you went to Wonderfest, the one in Kentucky? Yeah, I haven't been to Wonderfest since like 2009. No, I went to one in 2015, I think. And I don't think I don't think Rob is doing Jersey Fest anymore either because of the restrictions. There's a new PayPal misinformation. What does that mean? Are they going after people now? So what was wrong with the Kentucky show? Was it because they just didn't have a lot of products to sell, or was it, you know, I haven't been there in a while. I figured, you know, they would have problems getting resin and stuff. There's actually a small New Jersey show in a few weeks, a little bit north of me. It's called like the New Jersey Con shows. I think it's more of just like a Holiday Inn ballroom type of show. So I'm gonna go and check that out. You know, I could swing there, by there for like an hour, go through a couple boxes, and leave. Yeah, Iceman, if they start trying to crack down on like gift payments or other types of stuff, then people will just move to another platform. Like, I wish I didn't have to use PayPal, but kind of like what I do where everybody has. Yeah, I actually got my Rippaverse comic too. I got it in the mail yesterday. I got my ISOM #1. I got the variant. Hold on, let me wash my hands real quick. want to touch it too much. Yeah, so I got my ISOM. This is a variant B. So I got this in. I was going to read it this weekend, but I'm going to wait till I see the eye doctor in November and get my glasses. Because I hate trying to read stuff with these damn things now. So I'm going to wait a bit till I get eyeglasses and I'm going to sit down and read this. I'm pretty excited. It looks pretty cool. It's thick as hell for issue number 1. So... It's pretty interesting, Hangerbird. Yeah, I would like to, well, I like Wonderfest, but I don't like Wonderfest, because it's not really stuff for me, you know? I'm more into the superhero stuff and everything, and Wonderfest is more of like the monster stuff. I'm not knocking it, I'm just saying it's not really for me. Yeah, the independent stuff is the way to go. That's why I supported Rippaverse. Because, you know, I haven't bought, you know, I'm not buying DC or Marvel. And the only thing I've really been reading is Naruto and Department of Truth from Image. So, nothing really else to read. I wonder why PayPal's going after that. There must be something going on that they can't control that they're doing this. There must be a new scam out there. And you know what too? So you know graded comic books, you know, like graded comic books over there. I'm not a fan of them. I really am not. But the reason why graded comic books are a thing is because it's graded and you're selling it on eBay or through PayPal, and you can't really lie about it because it's already graded. So that's why they're grading video games, VHS tapes, comic books, cards, everything. So this way, if you sell something raw and you say it's mint, but the person who gets it says it's not mint, I guess they could say it's misinformation now. So another 10 years, everything will be cased in plastic anyway, so you won't be able to read anything. You know what it is? I bet you PayPal has been paying out too many people for stuff that wasn't labeled correctly or that was a scam. And PayPal's like, you know what? We're gonna stop, put an end to this. You know the guy, you guys know that application called Whatnot? It's a live streaming auction service where you can go in there and you can live stream your auctions. I was actually hoping that would be like an eBay killer, but it's become a social media influencer site. So someone like me who's not really popular at selling books or something, if I set up a account to sell one night and say I only have like 3 people in the room, I probably won't get good sales. but the influencers who get all the you know, top priority, they get like a couple hundred people in their room and they sell like crazy. So I was hoping Whatnot would be like the eBay killer, but now eBay is going to start like a live auction thing like Whatnot soon. So that idea went to hell, all because they wanted to cater to the influencers. Tell you, every time something is really good and it's starting out well, these companies screw themselves over. I was enjoying Whatnot there for about a month or two. I was really starting to get into it. I was actually finding some good deals on older, you know, books I was looking for. And then the influencers killed the whole entire platform for me. You know? It's like you have a guy who's selling some really good books, but he only has 3 people in the room. But you have an influencer who's getting all the views because they get the algorithm catered to them. And they're making bank over crappy books. I don't know. The whole platform just completely. So I deleted the app from my iPad. I'm like, screw this app. And then I don't know if you guys heard of the Black Flag debacle, debacle with the damn acetate cover. How it screwed that completely blew up. Oh man, it's like one thing and after another. Yeah, the graded book stuff is boomed. You know, like back in the day, I never really liked the graded books, but to buy them on eBay, I can understand. You know what you're getting, but now there's so much drama behind the Whatnot deal with CGC and the graded book of the acetate cover getting a 10.0s when it was not a legit cover from Marvel, and you know, now it makes you wonder. It's just, I don't know. That's why I'm kind of getting out of the comic book game. I'm just going to get the key books I want, get rid of all my raw stuff, and just have it on display when I finish my display, and that's it. Because the way this market's going with these influencers and speculators, I don't want to be a part of it. Oh, Rukin, yeah, you should do your research on the Black Flag Fallout 4 acetate cover debacle. More or less, they made Fallout 4 facsimile cover, which doesn't make any sense. The Fallout 4, the first appearance of Miles Morales, was only a few years old, or whatever. So they already made a facsimile cover, but Black Flag didn't sell any of them. Nobody really wanted it. So they took like the unsold copies. They took it and they added an acetate cover to it, which is was not sanctioned by Marvel. And then they went to CGC and they had CGC grade them. CGC gave them 9.8s, 9.9s, and 10.0s, right? And it's not a legitimate cover. It was a cover that they just stapled onto an existing book. And it raised a shitstorm with all the Whatnot sellers because they were getting priority of copies of this book to sell. The Black Flag guy was selling them at like $100 a copy. He sold a 10.0 for like $2,500. It was just a shitstorm. Like what happened was too it was a convention exclusive. It was only limited to like 500 copies or something. But the minute the show started, because it was C2E2, the minute the show started, what was it? Like all these influencers or whatnot had all these copies to sell, and they're selling it for like $300 a copy. And everyone's like, it's a show exclusive. how do they have like 50 to 100 copies to sell, you know? You know what it did? It woke everybody up to the dealings of all these influencers and all these variant covers and all the shady shit these companies do. So it actually was a good thing in the long run, because now people could see all this crap, what's going on. It's a pretty crazy story. You should look into it. A lot of videos about it out there. And the funny thing is, CGC was kind of like in the middle of it. Yeah, check it out. It's interesting. I really like to keep up on like some of the stuff that's going on though out there with the comic book world. And then this stuff pops up and it's like, holy crap. Kind of why I like CBCS better, actually. They seem to be a little bit more legit. I like their cases better. CGC seems to be catering toward like all the signature stuff now. I don't know. We're headed toward a 2022 like crash, I guess. Like, you know, like the 90s crash, but we're heading toward a different type of a crash. And I think it's going to be all because of the influencers. And when I say influencers, I mean all those people on YouTube that do all the speculation stuff, you know. They'll be like, oh, well, you guys got to get this book because it's the first time Wolverine drops a deuce in the bathroom, and it's a key book, and everyone should get it. You know? It's like, no, it's not a key book. I just collect what I like. Stick to that. Yeah, it's pretty much is, Hanger. It's just, you know, these guys, what they do, from what I understand, is they'll go out there and they'll pick up a bunch of books, and then they'll claim it's a key book, and then they'll flip it on eBay or because they're an influencer, and then they make bank, and then everybody buys that book, and then all of a sudden the book tanks. You know? At least this is what I'm hearing. And that's the other thing too about Whatnot is that, like you said, Hanger, they talk it up. So I was watching a couple of these Whatnot high-end, like the influencer streamers, and they would put up a book, and maybe it's like a $5 book at most if it's like in super mint condition, but most of the time it's just like a cover price book. But they'll be in there, they'll be like, oh, this is a really hot book, this is a really great cover, you don't want to miss out on this one. And the book would be auctioning off, and all the people and Whatnot the book would end at like $30. And I'm like, that book is not a $30 book. It's been in like, you know, back issue bins for like $2 for 20 years now. And all of a sudden now you said it's a really hot book and everybody jumps on it. I don't understand it. But like I always say, you collect what you enjoy. If you want to spend the money and you're happy, then go for it. But if you're only buying it because someone telling you it's a hot item, I don't know. I stick to my favorite characters that everyone dislikes and no one cares for, and I'm happy. I like my Power Girl, my Nate Gray, Bart Allen, Superboy Prime, Sage from Extreme X-Men, Rose from Street Fighter. So that's the stuff I collect. Stuff that no one really cares about, and that's what I'm happy with. Yeah, the whole whatnot influencers are creating a weird demand, really weird demand. It's actually fun comedy though. If you really look into it and you watch what's going on, it's actually kind of fun to watch. No, Connor came back. Connor and Bart smacked him around a bit. So when Bart came back and Connor came back, they kind of pimp slapped Superboy Prime around a bit until Golden Age Superman really beat his ass. You know, I honestly think Superboy Prime would be the perfect villain right now in comics, because he's like the guy who would shit on all the wokeness, and he would be the perfect villain. Iceman, original character stuff probably would be fine. You just have to, like, you know, get it out there, I guess. I couldn't say people would buy it or wouldn't. You know, with the influx of everything that's on the market now, it's kind of hard. You know, if you really look at all the Facebook stuff, there's like 30 Wolverines, Magnetos. Everybody is Venomized now. There's even DC characters being Venomized. So it's kind of a weird market. So I don't think people have a lot of money to play with as much as they used to, especially with inflation. So I'm not saying an original character wouldn't work, but I don't know. Did I say Bart Simpson? I meant Bart Allen. Sorry, I've had a rough week. But yeah, Bart Allen kind of went in there with with Connor and scared Superboy Prime. I'm starting to see a slowdown, Iceman, on a lot of the Wolverine sculpts and a lot of these Facebook stuff. I'm thinking we're sort of heading toward overproduction, where people are like, okay, I don't need another Wolverine in my collection. And I think the whole Spider-Verse stuff is starting to be overkill too. Alright. I wasn't sure if I said it. If I did, then it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I just think there's a sort of there's going to be a little bit of a pullback, I think, with a lot of the stuff on Facebook with these statues. Because, you know, don't forget, I mean, you go to the supermarket now, you're dropping, like, you know, if you used to drop $100, you're now paying like $200 on food, so Yeah, Iceman, I heard about that so-so Wolverine. It's like I said, I think they're price gouging now because of a name recognition. But like I say, I always tell people you collect what makes you fun. If you're having fun and that's what you want, collect it. There's nothing wrong with it. But when I saw Venomized Magneto, I was like, okay, it's a cool idea, but it's not something I would want to see in my collection. You know what I saw? My friend sent me a picture of X-Men Morph statue from the cartoon. I saw that, I was like, that's awesome. You know, like Morph, absolutely amazing idea. Something that you grew up with, you saw as a kid, and they made a statue that looked like he jumped out of the cartoon. Amazing idea. So stuff like that is what I love to see. But when I go into these you know, on Instagram and I see another Spider Gwen, or I see a Mary Jane in a Venom or outfit or something, it's like I'm just sick of that stuff. I think We Are Collectors posted that morph. I should take a look at it again. It's a really beautiful statue. It's simple and it's beautiful. I like it. Let me see if it's there. Hold on. Let's see. Where it is. Yeah, nothing's really cheap these days, Hangerbird. Everything's going up, so you got to be picky. Yeah, here we go. I love that statue. I'm not a Morph fan, and I'm not really a huge X-Men fan, you know. But when I saw that statue, I was like, holy crap, that's really great. You know, I'm like, I'm surprised no one's done that earlier. Yeah, there's a lot of characters to be made. You know, you guys just got to start doing it on your own. Okay, just one spot over here, and I think I think it should work. Alright, that cleaned up a lot better than what it was. An older Doc Ock? Not really. The only people I've seen semi-sculpt a Doc Ock are kind of like newer ones. The only like classic stuff really is like Bowen Design stuff. It seems like Bowen did a lot of the classic comic book look heroes and villains. And actually, that's what my friends have been telling me, that the Bowen stuff is actually starting to go back up in price. I think because people are starting to scale down their collections, and Bowen stuff is just like pure old school artwork, you know, in 3D form. So I don't know. I mean, I still love a lot of the Bowen stuff. I just don't want it in my collection, though. You could check that, I don't know, we could check right now if this CG Trader site has any Doc Octopus stuff. Where is it? So if you look at this site, there's not much there. You know, there's only that one kit, I guess, that $15 kit, but it's kind of modernized. So you can look up sites like these and sift through and see if there's any there. It's kind of like the only information I got for you now. A Venom pumpkin, something you sculpted. That's good. It's always good to sell some stuff. Cool, man. Good sale, man. Hanger, honestly, sooner or later, either one day you're gonna go onto a site and there's gonna be like tons of files you can print, and someone might sculpt one, or someday you might have to hire someone to sculpt it for you, one or the other. I honestly don't know which will happen first, but it's kind of where we're headed. Yup, that's exactly what's going to happen. So sooner or later, the companies that produce these items might go away. And honestly, you'll just be able to download a file and print it on your own. If they try to... See, I think they want to get rid of 3D printers because they don't want it in people's homes because they're going to complain it's you can print weapons with them. But more or less what it will do is it'll take away a lot of business. You know? Like, why it's going to come to a point when you can just hire a sculptor to make you a Harley Quinn for a couple bucks and print it out and you're done. Alright, so I'm going to finish this off here. So we're going to do a bra on her. And then there's going to be the zipper over the bra. So if we kind of unzip this a bit without going all the way down. Come on. Alright, so if we do a zipper down the line. It goes around like so. And then comes down like that. Yeah, like so. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sort of add a piece of eaves here and a piece of eaves here. Not this part, but up here. So it's gonna look like the bra is squeezing the breast upwards a bit. And then this is gonna look like it's squeezing the breast downward that way. So it's gonna be like two ways of squeezing it. So I think that this will work if I do it the way I want to. fresh brush for this one. And we're gonna need to... Alright, so the idea is to make this spraw look like it's squeezing up. So let's take this down. Too much up there. Yeah, that might be where I need to go, is just randomize everything. I mean, I do have a couple requests to do a sort of a Venomized thing, but the idea is a little bit more interesting and different than just making everything. Hey Jacob, no, I just had a bad week. Some personal stuff to take care of, so I just wanted to do a little something today, just so I can feel like I had a normal week. Well, my eaves is really fresh, and I keep the fix-it in the refrigerator. I keep my fix in the refrigerator, but I burn through Ave so fast it doesn't go bad. You know, we could pull out the container of the bad Aves to see how it's doing. So, see how that's really nasty yellow? Hold on, let me make sure I have it. So, yeah, so that's kind of really like a nasty looking yellow. Might look green in the screen compared to fresh. So that's fresh. And then that's just nasty, crusty yellow stuff. So if you look on this thing, this over here is a little bit crusty. Getting a little funky there, but this stuff is fresh in here. So I gotta start pulling around the edges when I use this. So we're gonna see what this looks like in another few months. I'll keep this in a container, we keep looking at it. Yeah, I don't think Aves has a good shelf life, so it will have a longer shelf life if you leave it in the refrigerator. Not your freezer, but the refrigerator. No, the solvent I do not keep in the refrigerator. You don't need to. But what I do with my solvent, so when you buy a 16-ounce thing of solvent, it comes in a bag that's sealed. So what I do is I cut the top of it and I put my bag on top of here so this stuff doesn't evaporate as much. And I always make sure that this is tight. And then I use these little containers for my solvent, because if you have a big container of your solvent sitting out, even with these containers it'll evaporate on you. So what I like to do is I like to have extra, and I keep my bag on top of this at all times, just so I don't, because this stuff will evaporate on you, not fast, but if you leave your cap open and you're gone for a weekend and come back, you might start losing some of it. For the legs, I'm not really sure yet how I'm gonna go that far with this. I'm not sure if I want to make the legs like super tight down here, even though her legs don't really do it. But maybe I will. You know, I'm gonna keep plugging away. So maybe over here I can add a little bit of like extra A's to make it look like it's pressing against her thigh pretty tight. Over here as well, you know. But for these pieces here, I'm not sure yet. The only reason why I'm not sure is because it's going to be a nightmare to get between the legs. So what I'll do is I'll let this cure, and then I'll sand this down, and then what I might do is I might add a little bit of like a little A's here and a little A's here to give it like some kind of like pattern or something, just kind of on top. And I think that'll kind of make it look like it's kind of squeezing a little bit, but not look weird like it is now. I have to build in sections. I can't try it all in one shot because then it won't look right. Yeah, so I figured I kind of play with this section first a little bit, get this going, and then from there we'll start adding these bars onto these areas, you know, like this one here. So this way I can start working on this piece like that. And then I got the other bar here for the back. So the front we're going to keep them thin, but we'll keep it this thick for this piece back here, because this way it'll look like it's tight on her booty, and this way I won't have to worry about anything breaking in case I hold it. But maybe I will sand this down a little bit. Maybe I'll grind it down a little bit thinner. That'll go there for the booty, and then it'll come up across here. And this one will be loose, and this one will be loose down here. So that's where we're at with that for now. Yeah, so what I want to do is, I guess I'll do it another day. Well, what I'll do is by the next stream, I'm just gonna like chip out a little bit of resin here and chip out a resin here, and then I'll just glue this over it, and that'll be a good starting point for that. So this way it looks like the artwork where you can see a little bit of the naughty place, but it's still kind of tight across the area. So maybe I'll come down just a little bit, not too much. Yeah, like right there. It'll go right across. Hey Raz, not much. I just kind of drew up Wonder Woman, cleaned up the rogue base a bit. There's a spot over here I just saw. And started working on the bra area for Harley. Yeah, so like I said, once this cures up and I sand this down, we'll add a little tiny thing of A's, and we'll add like a pattern to make it look like a bra's right there. And then maybe a little pattern underneath as well. Nah, not really. I don't need to do it underneath. I wanna close it up though, so we really don't see too much underneath there, because I don't want to show any skin. I figured just a bra under there would work, and that should be fine. Sorry, just checking an email. Let's see. My friend Meta John printed out the hands, but we screwed up on the scaling. So let me grab, show you what we got. We thought we had it lined up correctly, but we didn't. So, yeah. So basically, yes, the wrong hand. Anyway, so these were going to be like the two hands kind of holding it up. That's kind of what these are the hands I kind of found. But what happened was we got the scaling wrong. So these are a little too small for, we're off a little bit. So it's going to be, we're going to flip the hand. It's going to be a right hand and left hand. And it'll be up there holding it. So that got kind of screwed up. But they're kind of closer to the, whatchamacallit, not that close. Yeah, they're actually off for the April O'Neil. So, but that's kind of, so the hand will be up like there. And then what we'll do is we'll have a big baton for her. Yeah, we had all the arms and hands printed out, but they all were a little bit off. We scaled it to the wrong thing. That's alright. I'll use these for other projects down the line. And we still got to plan out what I'm going to do for her hair. If we're probably gonna give her the hat. I'm probably definitely gonna somehow get that hat on her head. I'm not really sure yet how. Might be one of those things I kind of wing it. I almost feel like her neck is too long though. Like if we bring her down, like I almost feel like her neck is a little too long. I mean, they gave her such a long key too, you know, it's like, it's huge key going in there. So, maybe I'll cut down the key and cut down the neck a bit. And maybe reposition it more. Maybe we'll reposition it a little bit straight on. Instead of, twist it all the way like that. So if she's kind of turned, maybe we can kind of just give her a little bit straight on look to it. I don't know. I'm gonna play with it. Maybe next stream we'll have it where we can kind of figure out what to do. 'Cause I don't like this long key anyway. It's too see how it twists into? It's kind of twisty in there. I don't like that. Maybe we'll add a rod in there and we'll make a better key. Ugh, but I'm tired. It's kind of all I really wanted to do today. Just kind of get these organized. Just so I could catch up. But I gotta take pictures, get this out to the client, see if he likes the design. If he's good with it, then I'll start plugging away on this and try to get this done too. Yeah, I did start her arm. Probably should have kept the magnet in this arm. So this I did add a rod in here, so she'll be like that. The reason why I cut this here is for the bracelet. I think I took out the magnet because the arm's got to go up a little bit higher. That should work out. I'll see what he says. Alright, that's where I'm cutting the stream, guys. But thanks for stopping by. Sorry I didn't have one yesterday. It's just one of those weeks. But see if I can get my ass back in gear for next week. But thanks for stopping by. Have a good weekend. And see you whenever. Well, it was Vampirella statue, so... But...